your idea of a telescope. Telescope is a way of looking back in time.
It's a time machine.
Not just space,
Yeah.
it's a time machine. And you look, the smaller the star, the further away, the further back in time you look.
Yeah.
And theoretically, you could make more and more powerful telescopes and you can look further and further back in time. The fact that everything we see in this room when you look around, you're looking back in time.
We're sending you back to the future!
Who doesn't wonder about the future? How many times has that game been played?
You're all desperate to point some kind of a finger at a neighbor. But believe me, friends, the only thing that's gonna happen is that we're gonna eat each other up alive.
If you're looking at the future, I think you kind of got to look at the dark future of it all.
I think dark futures in what we do as entertainment, the engine of that is paranoia.
Yeah, right.
Is it healthy paranoia or unhealthy?
Oh, it's very healthy.
It's healthy because
very healthy.
you're constantly saying what if.
Kind of an eternal optimism.
If you look at apocalyptic ideas in science fiction, they tend to come in waves, and the 70s was a very strong wave of apocalyptic thinking.
But you're coming out of the 60s and a certain unleashing of human consciousness. So, you know, of course it was going to manifest itself that way.
And after September 11, there's a big resurgence of it.
Sure.
Almost immediately.
That science fiction is always, you know, manifesting our angst, our dreams, and our nightmares.
The idea of violence as political distraction comes from Octavian Caesar Augustus, who literally said, give the people bread and circuses. Make sure their bellies are full, and they've got something to watch and distract them, then they're not going to take to the streets and protest.
The enslavement of humans to support machines.
The Matrix predicted a society where people could just plug in and lose themselves, where people see what they want to see, believe what they want to believe, because it's comfortable and safe, even though it's a lie.
You know, saying, I just want to eat some steak and I want to stay asleep. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really seductive choice, right?
The Matrix is perfect science fiction because it has the great moment of personal choice. Do we plug in? And do we just become mindless cogs in a machine, or do we unplug?
And he was the most outstanding, surreal, satirical science fiction writer of the age.
People claim to remember past lives. I claim to remember a different, very different present life.
And they can't get out. That Philip K. Dick's ideas are popping up in something like The Matrix. The sense of paranoia, the sense that there's no ground truth to hold on to.
And the real time travel machine is your brain. In here, we're constantly recoiling through different versions of ourselves, memories, and daydreams.
Where do you draw the line between reality and memory and dream?
Do we have free will? Are we just all puppets of a timeline? There's no fate but what we make for ourselves. But is that just an illusion? Are we basically in a movie that's already been shot? It's already rolled up in the can someplace?
Reality not being reality. So you've got virtual reality and agents and Morpheus.
Why are we fascinated by time travel?
Well, you know, people very often ask me, why am I interested in time? I say, well, because I've always lived in it.
Yeah, right.
And we feel very trapped in it. It's like we try and hang on to the moment. We take photographs of everything.
Right,
We take, you know,
right.
We desperately want to hang on to this reality, and it recedes.
Yeah.
What time travel allows us to do is to say, okay, but what if we could? What if we could preserve that moment? What if we could revisit that moment genuinely?
Because you can train, but then there's the game, right? And then someone says action, and it's on, right?
Where only a hero is your answer, is your salvation.
Violence is built into the universe. And that was for me something that I understood from a, let's say, a religious point of view. I felt that the death of Murphy should be a crucifixion. Then slowly you get these electronic movements and you start to recognize things. That is the resurrection. I can see the beauty of that story, and I wanted to impose that on the movie. And basically it came to me the idea that he should walk over the water. And that's what I always felt about RoboCop, that he was the American Jesus.
The future self already knows what the past self did, but the past self doesn't know what the future self did, but he knows the character.
There's something that speaks to our souls about time travel where there's a fatalism involved that is reassuring somehow.
Right.
Because it tells you that mistakes were always going to happen.
I mean, it's like unbelievable.